Okay. So, sorry about that, everybody. Apparently, Omelette wanted to crash on me. I will try to make sure that doesn't happen again. This is why I watch my own stream, in case something like this happens. I didn't even get a notification on my phone that it was happening. What type of garbage is that? Josh, I'm glad that you were just crazy enough to stick around. Welcome back, those of you that left and are now returning. Cooter, welcome to the stream, man. Now, I got a question for you, Josh, since there's not many other people in here now. Why do you think it is that so many people were complaining about VP requirements this week? I'm just a little bit shocked at that. Ultimately, I guess it doesn't really matter, but this is... You know, what I'm really hoping happens is that these videos on YouTube merge, so I don't have to, like, put them together. Otherwise, I am going to be one angry guy. I better go ahead and post my Discord link for anyone that wants brave enough to share their thoughts and opinions. Oh, you know what? Since I've got everyone here, splice and dice, there you go. Since I've got everyone here, let me go ahead and show you guys the skills that I got on my previous events. Let's start with my champion yard dog that I got. You guys are able to see absolutely I'm in Titan critical, Titan armor piercing. If I was ever going to level them, those are two skills I'd be happy to have. Titan resist against earth and Titan armor, not so much. Moving over to Krampus. Krampus' skills. I got the two Titan criticals, a Titan health, and a Titan armor. He's one of those Titans I'll get to level 40 because he's going to get a bonus at some point, but I'm never going to touch him again. Let's see who else has come down the line. Oh, I'm going to show you guys my Skolnar at the end of this video because he is one that is flippin' amazing. He's my main defender right now. Alright, so let's find that. Where's Uhtred? Yeah, here he is. Alright. So this is my Earth Titan that does the same thing as this Fire Titan that's coming up. Goliath's resist against melee. If I got two of those defensive skills, I would be really happy. As it is, I'm not really in the market for another ranger. So when I get to him, he'll get to level 40. So that is my 2 cents on everything that we're doing here. Alright. Here we go. Wait a second, I thought I was in my Hall of Titans? Okay, never mind. Alright. I gotta tell you, when I am done with all of these experience relics, I cannot tell you how happy I will be to just fuse them away, because during the course of the last event, I just started to get so many of them, and I was starting to have to fuse every hour or two because I got the 400 relics that I didn't want to fuse, just because I had so many of those experience relics. So when I have all of these gone, it's going to free up so much space in my inventory, and I am really looking forward to the day that the developers fix the issue that they've run into with only being able to give us 500 relics. While that may seem like a far off time for any of you who are currently playing the game, understand that it is a pain at that. Oh, dadgummit! It's always painful to start a battle and not have an experienced relic equipped. Oh, dadgummit. You guys see that? Wait, you have 1,000 relic spaces, Sarah? Is that something we could purchase right now? Because if it's not, I am going to be so ticked off that you even mentioned it. Because I've been waiting to get more. You guys hear grunting in the background? That's my son. He just woke up. Hey, Joseph. You gonna say something to the crew here? You gonna talk to the kingdom? I would be happy if they doubled the relic space too, and I'd be happy to spend the gems to increase the relic storage as well. And that's a big improvement for me, because anytime I'm happy to spend gems, that never happens. Now, one of the reasons I'm attacking all of these small lands with no troops built up is because I already have a 2-hour wait on all of my barracks for building Panthers. Because earlier I attacked bigger lands. But I know I'm singing the same tune that all of you know. Now, another trick and tip I'm going to recommend for you guys. If you guys ever see me buy gems on stream, Cooter, I am fine with spending gems to get more relic storage. It will be a pain if you do not have that storage. When you see me buy gems for portal stones, though, you will always notice I never do the recharge option. The reason I don't do the recharge option is simply because if I were to recharge my portal stones, my timer restarts for the generation of portal stones. And that can be an issue if you're free to play, because you need all of those portal stones. Alright. If you are newer to the game and 250 slots seems like a lot, the first thing I'm going to recommend that you do, if you haven't already done it, is go and get your builders. Your builders are going to be more important than any Titan, than any relic, than any random pool that you get. I cannot emphasize that enough. After you get your builders, maybe you focus on getting a nice 3-star Titan that you can just level and have fun with while you get all of the storage for your relics. Skip all of the events, just get the basics that come from it, and just store it up. Alright? Yes, you may be missing out on some cool, neat relics, but for long-term enjoyment in the game, you need that relic storage, and you need those builders. And I'll show you why you need the builders here in a moment. Because early castle levels, it just seems like you never have enough gold to keep the builders constantly running. But as you get to mid to later castle levels, there starts to be huge wait times on everything. It's ridiculous. Alright, I'll show you guys that now, actually, for those of you who already don't know. I think that's a good idea, Zara. Buying space whenever you can. Alright, so here we go. You guys are able to see that these upgrades that I'm doing here have been running for a while, and I still have 14 days left on them. These ones here are going to run out soon, and the shortest one I still have 2.5 days on. Now, for what it looks like for any of these other upgrades, you're going to see, for example, my garrison, which I will be able to upgrade as soon as all of these food reserves are done, is going to take nearly 3 weeks to complete. And so imagine if I had 2 builders. I wouldn't be able to upgrade anything, especially since my farms alone are over a week, 10 days per upgrade. And so if you're ever on the fence on whether or not that 4th or 5th builder is worth it, yeah, there's only 5 max builders that you can get. If you're ever on the fence, understand by the time you maybe even 18, those time frames that builders take before you can upgrade again are just ridiculous. Me, I say 15 days, and 15 days before I can get to, actually, let me actually count it up. So I have 6 days before I can upgrade my garrison, which will then be 2 weeks, 5 days. So 3 weeks and 4 days. 25 days right now before my garrison is upgraded. Once my garrison is upgraded, I can start my upgrade to my castle. And here at my castle level, I can tell you now I have pretty much everything maxed out that I can upgrade, with the exception of my troop buildings. So I'm going to count the ones that I have left to upgrade that aren't currently upgraded. We got 1, 2 for my medical, 3 for the Imperial, 4 for the Arcane Tower, 5 for the Mossmane Cairn, and then 6 for the Storm Maiden Tower. That's Guardian Hall. So that is 6 things I have to upgrade, and then all I have left beyond that is my garrison and 5 of each farms and gold mine. So everything else is upgraded, so it's not like there's a lot left to upgrade. By the time I start my garrison upgrade, all of my main buildings will be upgraded, and then I'll be upgrading farms while the garrison is running. And so my thought process here is, when I upgrade my garrison, when I upgrade that, I need to make sure by the time it is done that all of my main buildings have been upgraded, so I don't have to worry about falling behind with those. My farms and gold mines, I don't mind falling a little behind with those because they don't provide as much value to me as these other ones do. But they're only a level behind. So keep that in mind. This is why your gems, when you first start the game, are best used on builders, followed by getting Relic Storage. Trust me, you're going to thank me down the road if you do it in that order as a free-to-play or even a pay-to-play player. That's right. And I'll show you guys what my upgrades times are going to be like for my troops at the moment. Now you'll notice that other people are like, well, you know what? I upgrade all of mine evenly. But let's face it. The world in which militia become the dominant unit in Dawn of Titans is a world that I don't want to be in. So I don't mind them being at level 15. Storm Maidens. I missed the boat on them. I was out when all of the major Titans were released for them. And so, you know, I have no problems leaving them at level 15 because I don't have the relics to support them. I chose to focus instead on my Goliaths because, one, I've got 2 Skullnars with full sets of relics for them. And so they get me a lot of greens for my defense. My Panthers, because dadgummit, Panthers are the best speed rating unit when it comes to these events. Hands down, I don't know another one that can be better. Archers, because when I need to attack large defenses, I have enough good relics for my archers to bring them down. And I'm upgrading my spearmen now because while I love my Goliaths, there is no doubt that spearmen with the right relics are the defensive unit of choice right now. They are just so sticky and hard to kill. And if you don't know this already, this is something I predicted 6 months back, that spearmen were going to be the unit that got all of the love. And I'm happy to see them at the top of their game with Valarn. Grenadiers and Imperials, I leveled them up to 21, but when I realized physical was taking over, I switched gears and started leveling them. And another thing that you guys need to know is starting at Castle 22, 23, leveling up time takes so long that you start to catch up the leveling of your units. Alright, before I could only have basically 3 units leveled up, maybe 4 at any one time. But in midstream, I stopped leveling up Grenadiers and Imperials and went to Archers and Spearmen, and very shortly will have all 4 of them at max level. And so by the time I reach 25, I'll legitimately have either Imperials or Grenadiers caught up with them as well. And you guys just saw the oh wait, I wanted to show you the wait times for this, for those of you who are curious about the later castle levels. Wait times for my Goliaths when I upgrade them. Oh. I guess it won't really let me see them right now. 1 week, 6 days left on my spearmen though. Alright. Now I'm about to show you guys my pride and joy here in a moment. And those of you who are in other alliances in my league, I have no problems if you take advantage of this. Hold on, I've just got to re-equip my Earthshaker on this guy real quick. The weird thing is, I've noticed in Legend League, the higher up players have no problems attacking somebody with 10, 20 million attack because they know what they're doing. The average to newer players in Legend League stop at maybe 4 or 5 million when they consider it too big. And so this level 60 defense that's 10 million, in my mind, is actually really easy to take out. But it's just that fear that drives people away, that I think just keeps that safe. And so when I break 10 million with it, with the upgrade of my archers, it'll be a great day. Otherwise, I would be using this guy on defense. But apparently, a good guardian draws more attacks than just because he has a lower defensive rating. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys my Goliaths here. As you guys can see, they've got 234,000 health and 90% armor. Nothing to write home about. I come over and I've got 96% resist to physical, 88% resist to lightning, 100% to poison, 100% to frost, 24% to earth, and 100% to fire. I'd say I'm very happy with the resistances on this guy. And I will tell you now that the reason that I am so impressed with this particular defense is that there are max castle, max troop level guys that have a hard time bringing this down. I win probably 1 out of every 2 battles, sometimes as many 2 out of every 3 battles with this defense. And I haven't seen that type of consistency in any of my other defenders. And, I don't get me wrong, it's great when I defend against people that are lower castle level, but there's a lot of extra factors that are going into that I don't really take into account. Because unless I can defend against the top guys, let's just face it, there's just too many issues. And while this isn't the ideal Skolnar, because my health still isn't amazing on my Goliaths, and my armor is still not good in any way, shape, or form, I sacrificed armor here because there's no reason, there's no way I could get past the X armor pierce skill. And so I just threw armor to the wind and concentrated on maximizing my resists. Now you're going to see how I'm doing this on this particular Skolnar. You'll see that I've got a lightning resist Goliath belt, those 2 heart stones and then Urdred stones leveled up completely, and then 3 orbs. There's a reason that I level up these orbs so aggressively, because the value that I find in them is just ridiculous. I've got something like 12 of them now, but I can't see them all because as I click on them, you're not able to see any other orbs that are duplicates. Alright, so anyway, that is my Skolnar. A guy that I'm very happy about, even though he doesn't have the best of skills. 30% Goliath armor, 44% health, and then I got the physical resist, ice resist, and fire resist. And so, one thing I want you to notice is the power of relics on this guy took a Titan that did not give buffs to lightning or poison to the point where I have basically both of them maxed out, while having the other 3 that he does have set up maxed out. That's what orbs and these relics can do. So remember that. It will be very helpful for you down the road. Alright. Anyway, that is my 2 cents on that. Very happy that I finally am close to completing his build. The only thing I have left to replace is just when that next random unique Goliath relic comes in, I can start shifting around my orbs to fit it in, because I really want that extra 2% lightning resist and start building up that earth resist a little bit more. Alright, so if those of you who are just joining in, I started the stream on a different video and then it cut out, so I'm going to have to do some video splicing so you can see what actual results of my recommendations are for this event. But to summarize it, unless you don't have any of the fire relics, skip it and wait for something better. This Titan is just a reskin of the Urdred that we just saw. Rangers in the in-game are not good at defense, period. And so, unless you are just desperate for a Ranger to attack with, I'd just recommend that you wait for someone better to come along. I'd say get to 2,500 so you can get the 2 free the 2 free tokens. If you can get to that point, you'll be able to get a lot from this event. And save it up. To be honest with you, I think, now that I think about it, there is only one event that I unconditionally said, yes, you should do. And then there's, the rest of them all had conditions on their value to you. But know that I'm always going to speak straight to you. I know that we all have different needs at different times in this. Look at that. Like, level 22 Infiltrator with no relics buffing him is still able to do some damage to like a level 17 troop. I'm impressed. Gosh. I'm telling you, it's starting to irritate me how often I've got to... I wish there was a way to chain these relics together, so I didn't have to go find a new one every time this one ran out. And while I could just forge them away and not worry, I mean, as a free-to-play player, I try to take advantage of everything that they give me, especially since they took away my Portal Stone drops. I was able to save a good 1,000 gems every event just by saving those things up. It absolutely is, King Josh. I mean, I think this is honestly something that should be taken to the developers and just say, hey, I understand what you're trying to do with these relics, but no one uses these relics one at a time. They just chain them back and forth, and so there needs to be a feature to where I don't need to come to this stupid screen every time to utilize it. Cooter, I was meaning to ask you, if you're still in the stream, how far are you going in this event? I'm just curious because, yeah, I just am. Alright, so those of you that want to go the extra mile, for those that will be rating you during the event, 8 or 9K, that's quite a jump. Good job. I'm going to recommend that you treat the events just like this person does. The reason that this person is adding a bunch of militia to his defense is not because he thinks that it's going to help protect his base. Alright, let's just get that out of the way now. If you ever come across lands like this, know that they're setting them up because it gives the people raiding a much higher chance to get drops from it. It's not going to cost additional troops. It's just going to allow more battle drops for those that are raiding. Kofi, welcome, man. Alright. Normally when I have any... Oh. Josh, I agree, man. That Christmas event burnt me out. I did like 1,800 battles. That was just too much during the course of a week. Especially one that I'm spending with family. Yeah, I'm going to 4,500 in this event for those of you who weren't here. And that's simply because my alliance is requiring it. But I'm happy with the use of these relics. That by the end of this event, I will have gotten 30 levels. 10 levels on 3 different titans, at least.
One thing I do appreciate that they did is they added the health buff to these relics as well. It really does make a difference when these relics do something besides give XP. And this is one of the reasons I have Venom Seed. See, that one spell is just going to eat through so many troops without my troops ever having to get to them. If you can't get Venom Seed, because it's no longer offered, understand that there is in the Titan arena a relic that's similar. That you can pick up Poison Clouds from. And this is not one that, I know, Cooter, I'm going to admit I was a hater of all of the spell relics when they first started coming out. Because it's like, I can just buy those. And while I could legitimately just buy those, it's just I never have to go to that building to build them now. That is such a relief, and it just sounds like me being lazy, but after doing that enough times, it was just starting to get painful. Let me get a sip of water here. Oh, look at that. It's always a mixed bag of tricks on whether or not I'm happy when I get these raiding relics. And so, shout out to Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve, you are the real hero in this game, because you give people like me a chance to get relics while leveling low Titans. Alright, here we go. Now, normally I use my Venom Seed spells on the units that are on the outskirts, because it takes time for my Panthers to run there. And so you'll notice I use those spells in my most efficient ways to save time. Because if I'm going to be mass raiding, it is all about the time saved. You know, the funny thing is, when I first started this game, I got to the point where I was like, man, I will never have 4 or 5 level 60 troops. That just seems like an eternity away. Now that I'm at that point, I'm just like, some of these level 60 troops I have, they're total garbage right now. Or Titans, I should say. Total garbage. Like, my first level 60 was Venom Tusk. And it's not like you see champions running around as the dominant factor now. I don't even feel confident enough throwing my Venom Tusk on a VP land and expecting at any point he will win a battle. At any point. That's how bad it's gotten. And the funny thing is, his third skill is Lightning Shock. So he's got like 90% resistance against lightning. And those Storm Maidens just still eat him up. It's ridiculous. Not saying that they shouldn't be able to win sometimes still, but win every time? Goes to show why Warriors and Paladins are so terrible in the late game. The mass troops always win out. And while I think the X skills are a way to try to make them somewhat more relevant, it's not going to change the meta. I just want people to understand that. And see? Mad shout out to all of you who throw militia as defensive units on your lands. You are a friend of the kingdom. You are a friend of free-to-play players. But those storm maidens just wreaked havoc on my... Alright, here we go. I don't want to go with a 300,000 defense with such shoddy relics. Here we go. Alright, once I come to the end of my portal stones here, I am going to call it a night, guys. Just know that the free-to-play channel is still around. It's definitely a way of helping. And so what I'll normally do, Cooter, is I will raid until I get enough militia drops, because you know what, forget this, I'm going to get 2 more sets of buy-in relics so I can raid and get some more experience, and then I'll stop. Now, if you're raiding with like a level 50 troop with the right relics, it doesn't matter if it's a level 25 land. Just for those of you who have like level 1 titans, you all know that the amount of troop loss that you get is horrendous. And so just having those militia there are just a way to get the best of both worlds. Another reason I'm not leveling up my militia, so they can be of use to somebody. And when I get to castle level 25 and I have everything upgraded, rest assured, all of the farmlands that I get and gold lands I get are going to be anchored, and I'm just going to leave a level 1 titan with a bunch of low-level militia the entire time. Feel free to go ahead and spread the fact that this particular channel is a militia-hating channel, and the only use... The only use I see for them is as fodder. Alright. Alright. Actually, as soon as my portal stones run out, I am going to level up my relic. There you go. Look how many of these warrior souls that I've used, guys. There's got to be at least 30 of them, 40 of them in my inventory. Level 2. And I still don't know if there's an end to them. They're like the plague. I don't know. I thought anchoring was still around, Kofi. Let me actually go check real quick, because you bring up a valid point. No, it's not around. Dadgummit. Thank you for pointing that out. One other thing is, by the end of this weekend, guys, I will have 5,000 Divine Gems saved up. And rather than just get the traditional other 5-star relic, I'm actually going to do 10 pulls at the casino. 'Cause I'm dying to know. I mean, honestly, I figured out the old relic forging system, and on my lucky days, I was lucky. Oh. Alright. Alright, how many more of these do I have? Blast you, whoever is taking over these lands. I just want to switch my relic. Is that too much to ask? Now, I don't find Titans actually hugely useful in raiding until they're in their mid to upper 30s. And that's only for mid-tier rating. That's why you're seeing me pause this Titan every chance I get. Because if he ever comes in contact with the Goliath, it is legitimately going to take him longer to take out that unit than it would for my Panthers to kill a unit, turn around, and come back and kill that Goliath he's fighting. King Josh, congratulations. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dragon Slayer is the worst one that you could pick up. They really need to do something with that, because I thought that resist all was just going to be a way to make them immune to damage. But when I found out it maxes at 90%, it just was sort of a punch to the gut. I was like, why is it even in this right now? Yeah. Kofi, I am right there with you. See, this is one where I'm purposely going to put a Panther in the back here. Just because it's going to be worth it. And this is where Venom Seed is going to show its power. Look at that, guys. Bam. Who needs troops when you have a Venom Seed relic? This is where Poison outdeals Fireball. In these low-level raids, you just cannot beat it. Okay, so we've gotten to this point now. Alright, so you're going to see a lot of different relics here. I'm going to show you my Orb of Justice. We're going to see if we can't level this to level 10 with all of the relics that I've just been storing up. And just to show you, I have 487 relics right now. Most of them, I feel, are those empty Warrior Brews, or whatever it is, the experience relics. Good luck, Cooter. Man, I wish you were, like, able to share your screen here. I would love to see how you do. I'm actually waiting with anticipated breath. Anytime someone pulls those Divine Gem pulls, it's always worth watching. Alright. Holy cow, congratulations, Scooter. Pound for pound, Stormbringer, in my opinion, is the best relic for doing non-stop grinding for these events. I actually really want a Stormbringer when I do my pulls. I'm actually fine if I get one of each of the different types of relics, as long as I don't get a repeat Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer is the only one that I'm just like, really? Because whenever I'm leveling a champion or paladin, rest assured I've got my level 5-star relics for both of them. I don't know how much the treasury holds in relics. Cooter, I'd probably say you could do, if you could level up that 5-star relic in one event, if you were to grind out the event. But the problem is not how long it's going to take. It's how much food it's going to take. And so I found myself with my 5-star relics running out of food leveling them more than I was running out of relics. And so keep that in mind. You're going to be constantly grinding farmlands when you're leveling that thing. I think at one point it was costing 128,000 to fuse 4 relics into it. And so there were streams where I would only get 5 or 6 levels whenever I was leveling mine, because I only had 6 million food. And I wouldn't run out of relics as a result. But it was always the food problem. It's weird, like the 5-star relics, it's funny that it's not the relics that are issue getting for it. Just that food. Alright. Come on, you Orb of Justice. I don't know, it's become a legacy for me that as soon as I get an orb, that has to be the thing that I level. If I don't level that orb, I feel like I am not doing myself justice. Not saying that that's the right approach, but it's just funny to think about. Oh, hey, look, guys. It took me getting to this point to actually see how many warrior souls I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. Alright. So, everyone in chat, if you could get any 5-star relic today, what would it be and why? I'll start it off. My 5-star relic, I think, is the most valuable at the current moment, is the Stormbringer, the axe. But that's valuable for the late game. Oh. I don't have the food glitch, and those of us that don't have the food glitch, envy you when it comes to leveling 5-star relics, alright. Champion for Hades, that's right. The reason I really want Stormbringer is because when I have an event and I'm leveling a ranger, Stormbringer is hands down the best relic that you can have. And I didn't really understand that, and so I started using the paladin and the champion relics during these events with my level 1 troops. Shadow Dancer. I like the Shadow Dancer, but, you know, the Infiltrator class just doesn't appeal to me. Joe, the 95%, I thought they nerfed that relic to make it only 70% now. But I guess the original version of it was 95%. The old Arven, holy cow, Joe. Basically the Berserker Infiltrator. That is flippin' amazing. I've seen that guy in action, and he is, I mean, he's the only Infiltrator that's ever made me think, man, I want to play an Infiltrator. Except he's a Berserker. Welcome, Florence. Alright. You know, imagine if I had just started playing this game and I'm scrolling over these bottles of what looks like liquor, and I'm like, man, is this an alcoholics game? And this guy just used something like 30 bottles. Is he super drunk at this point? Sometimes I have those like weird thoughts. Kind of crazy. That's true. Joe, I have his spear leveled up fully, waiting for the time when I can combine it for full use. Now, normally, I'm gonna let you guys let you guys know on how I prioritize my relics. And so, whenever I run out of space, normally what I do is I'll just fuse my 1 and 2 stars. And then I'll move on. I save my 3 stars for when I want to do a stream and try to get something several levels up. Wow. You got some good luck, Zarek. Shadow Dancer. Jeez. Those of you who are Infiltrator lovers out there think that it's the best thing since sliced bread. Tell me why. Please let me know. Why is it that you think it's, you know, a premier way here in Dawn of Titans? Because I guess I've just never really gotten fully behind it. Alright, let's get these hero souls. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to level up this relic all the way, but we'll get it to level 8, even if I have to use a 4-star or 2. I got plenty of those that I'm never going to use. Shadow Dancer should be enough to where I would rather have like a crit and some damage on your Loki. Like Shadow Dancer gives you so much armor piercing, it's ridiculous. That is, honestly, the Shadow Dancer is the best single unit buffing relic in the game. Hands down, there is no competition. .300 armor, holy cow. Yeah, but when you're equipping your other relics, most of those other relics are going to have some sort of armor piercing on them, I would assume. Enough to cover the 50, at least. Maybe you get, and I guess having that extra little bit is always helpful. Alright, guys. We are now to the point where coming to the end of our 3 stars. And I really should start forging in 4 stars. It's just, do any of the rest of you have a hard time forging in a 4 star, regardless of what it is? Alright, as you guys can see here, these are my 4 star Avalanches. None of these Avalanches are troop buffing ones. Oh, Shadow Dancer. Night Whisper is for Infiltrator. You're right, Zaret. The Berserker one, great as well. You saw it live on stream. Late Night King just forged a 4-star relic. And because it's time for me to do a little bit of cleaning house, let's do 2 more Avalanches. And this is one of those terrible... Okay, I can keep the Belt of a Seer. There's plenty of other ones to forge. Alright, let's look at this helmet. Resist against physical. Gone. Resist against fire. May need it. Resist against lightning. Okay. Resist against poison. Resist against poison. Oh, wait. Jeez, that's 3 poisons. Yeah, I'm forging one of the poisons out. Forge. You guys saw it here. 4 4-star relics forged in. But we're celebrating tonight. What are we celebrating, you ask? I have no flippin' idea. We're celebrating the fact that we're up playing this game. Lightning. Lightning. Physical. Physical. I'll throw another poison in there. Throwing in an earth cask. Okay, guys. We're going to forge this. Josh, I understand that last comment, but honestly, I'm growing tired of seeing relics I will never use. And I'm going to go a step further right now, people. You see this warrior soul that is 2 for 2? Bam! I'm forging it. Because I live dangerously. And there you see another level 10 orb. Alright, now you guys get to see me scroll through all of these 4-star relics I still have. Zaret, if I just went until they leveled up their 3rd slot, I'd go crazy. Seeing that 7, maybe it's just me being anal about it, but alright. So eventually you're going to get to the point where you're just sick of scrolling through relics. You guys saw I fused 8 4-star dragon helms on this video. And look how many still dragon helms I have left. So The fact that I'm keeping 4, 8, 9 Dragon Helms, despite the fact that I will never level champions and paladins to the point where I need 9 Dragon Helms, is just sad. I had 17 of them. Eventually you just get to the point where you just have too much. Alright. Flame volleys. I know I lost 5k experience. I am a terrible individual. Look at all these frost shields. And you know what? None of these flippin' frost shields. Oh, wait, I have an Imperial's resist against lightning. I got a different one. They were all physical before. Look at all these frost spears, everybody. Oh, man. Everyone's favorite, the Frozen Rune. Giant axes galore. And I have more gilded arcs than I think anything else. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. No, so I had more Dragon Helms than anything else. Look at my Goliath belts. Jeez, this is ridiculous. It was long overdue, me forging stuff. Alright, so here are my orbs. All of my orbs in their glory. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 orbs, people! I am going the distance with my orbs. So you can see the rest of the 4 stars. These go on forever. Alright, and then Yggdrasil's bow is my last one. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for joining me on tonight's stream. I want to thank you all for coming to visit the kingdom. And I was your host tonight, the Late Night King. You guys have a wonderful evening. And expect another video this weekend about 10 500 gem pulls for Divine Gems. We're going to see if, by luck, runs